Good evening and welcome to the Odeon car park. I mean, technically, I park in the Frankie and Benny's bit, but that's neither here nor there, and it's not what you're here for. You're here for film reviews, so allow me to review a film for you. I have just been to see Operation Mincemeat, which is a really, really silly title for a film. Now, it's based on a true story, and it's the true story of a plot from World War II called, yep, you've guessed it, Operation Mincemeat. It was previously called Operation Trojan Horse, which gives you a bit of an idea of what sort of plot it is. But I kind of wish they'd gone with a different title for the film, because it's a really silly name. I feel silly saying it. People might have been put off watching it. To be honest, when I first saw the poster and I saw like Colin Firth and Jason Isaacs and Matthew McFadden and all the other people, who else is in it? Penelope Wilton, Kelly MacDonald. They're all stood there in, like, you know, smart officers' clothing. Uniforms, that's the word I'm looking for. The blokes are in like various military uniforms, and it said Operation Mincemeat. I was like, is this a spoof? But it's not. So, silly title aside, this is a film, as I said, based on a true story about an incredible operation during the Second World War to plant misinformation and get Hitler to move his troops from Sicily, where the Allied forces, us lot, and the Americans and so on, were planning to get into Europe, to get Hitler, who's he? Hitler, to shift his troops and make him believe that actually that we were going to go in via Greece. So it sent us around, they're called the 20 Committee, 20 from the Roman numerals XX, as in double cross. Clever. And basically they come up with this idea to deceive the Germans. Now, it's all overseen by Jason Isaacs. He's having none of it. He's Admiral Godfrey. He's not on board at all, doesn't think it's a good idea. But Colin Firth's commander, I've forgotten everybody's name already, Commander Montague, and not Tom, that's his character in Succession, Matthew McFadden's, I don't know what his rank is, I'm terrible with ranks, Charles, they spearhead Operation Mincemeat, and they go to work, and they're assisted by the lovely Kelly MacDonald. I mean, you can't say it of Trainspotting fame anymore. Trainspotting. Dear me, I might be tired. You can't really say that anymore because she's been in tons of stuff since then. She was like 16 then. She's very much not a teenager now. Although still looks infuriatingly youthful. And also Penelope Wilton, who plays a character called Hester, who sort of has worked alongside Colin Firth's, this is terrible, Colin Firth's Commander Montague for a very long time. She's very loyal to him. She's kind of like secretary, PA and mum all rolled into one. And I love Penelope Wilton. Like, this film's got a cracking cast, it really has, and everybody in it is very good. It also has Mark Gatiss in it as Montague's brother, Ivor, and I needed to look up who played Churchill because I knew him, but I think he was under prosthetics, so I couldn't really tell who it was. So yeah, they decide that what they're going to do is they're going to get a body, like get a corpse, make it into a soldier, and float it onto the beaches of Spain. I mean, that would really ruin your two-week holiday, wouldn't it? That's bad taste. But yeah, they're going to float this corpse, carrying secret documents, fake ones obviously, onto a Spanish beach in the hope that this duff intel gets to the Führer's office and he moves his troops and that. But what's incredible is the level of detail they go to make this soldier a real rounded person. So they have to give him a backstory, they have to give him parents, they give him a love interest, they give him just all this detail to make him real, so that if the Nazis look into him at all, there's three blokes to the right of my car probably wondering what the hell I'm doing, but it's fine. Okay, no, look at what they're doing. Just keep walking, chaps. Anyway, oh, their car's over there. So yeah, the lengths they go to make this guy real are incredible, but you know, quite a lot of lives depend on the plot working. So it's directed by John Madden, who did many things. First one that springs to mind is Shakespeare in Love. It is well directed, it looks great. Like I said, the cast are cracking. So Jason Isaacs, Colin Firth, Matthew McFadden, Penelope Wilton, Kelly MacDonald. I'm trying to think who else is in it. There's a few other people, not going to boot. It tickled me in the way that it does that Colin Firth and Kelly MacDonald starred alongside each other in Nanny McPhee. That made me smile. And also that you had two Mr. Darcys in this film, because Colin Firth famously starred opposite Jennifer Ehle in the original BBC adaptation that everybody went bananas for back in the day. And then in Joe Wright's film version, where Keira Knightley played Elizabeth Bennet, it was of course Matthew McFadden who stars opposite her. And as I said, I've been watching him in succession lately as Tom. It was a bit long. I was gripped and I was really into it, but it did get a bit like, when I was thinking, are we heading towards a conclusion here? But like I say, there were a few laughs in there. It's a 12A film. There were 3 F-bombs. I thought you were only allowed 1 in a 12A, but apparently now you're allowed 3. They were very well used. There was a couple of ever so slightly weirdly sexy moments, like weirdly sexy moments, but you know, nothing untoward. I mean, it made me laugh when it came up in a second, because the 12A certificate, children under 12 must be accompanied by an adult. Because of the nature of the film, most of the audience was 65 plus. I was clearly the most youthful person in there at 40. But it was solid, and it was entertaining, and it was fascinating, and it made me very grateful for the incredible men and women, servicemen and women who went to these lengths. Just the level of espionage and, you know, detail, and the not knowing, because you can't check, you know, you can't just get a satellite image of a beach to see where the German troops are, you know. And then when they plant the idea, they start getting intel that maybe it has worked, because it looks like the Germans are going to move their troops, but what if the intel they're getting back is fake? So yeah, all of that, like, it made me really impressed and grateful for what they achieved and how many lives that was saved. There is an extra little twist, a little not an Easter egg, that's the wrong word, but there's a little treat that's sort of mentioned quite early on that runs through the whole film, and I won't spoil it for you on the off chance that you're going to go and see it, but it did tickle me, and I'm going to investigate whether or not that's true, or if it's artistic license. I've been quite cryptic there, haven't I? It is an excellent cast, it looks great, it's well directed, it's based on a true story. It is definitely worth a watch. I enjoyed Operation Mincemeat very much, and it's the first film I've seen in a little while that wasn't absolutely bananas and silly, because the last 2 I've seen definitely were. So it's nice to have a change of pace, but like I say, there were a couple of laughs in there, and it was a solid evening's entertainment. As ever, I thank you for listening to my film reviews, and encourage you to subscribe to my channel to spread the word for people who like their films reviewed by slightly cold Geordies in car parks. Okay, I'm done. Katie out.